Right. With regards to the Muslim, that personally, because he has a lot of Christian friends, he looks at people through a different lens. I like your comments on that. Whether we are too fixated, possibly veering into the region of paranoia, or whether those who are adamant about balancing, religious balancing, ethnic balancing, all kinds of balancing, whether, people like that are within their rights to feel that way, whether that's the logical approach. Still on El-Rufai, I want your take on his views that APC will prevail at next year's election. APC stalwarts like El-Rufai and Femi Fani-Kayode have said that your party, PDP, is going to be trounced next year. Well, they would. But even those who are quite neutral and are not members of either political parties feel that the ruling party does have an upper hand. What's your response to this?
Okay, I'll take his second question first. Someone like Nasir El-Rufai, for you to understand, Winston Churchill said that for you to understand the future, you got to look back in the past. Nasir El-Rufai is frightened, he's scared of an Atiku Abubakar presidency because Atiku Abubakar brought him into government, helped him, made him the Director General of the Bureau of Public Enterprises, and eventually he became a minister, and then he backstabbed him, he betrayed him. And so in his mind, he can't conceive of an Atiku Abubakar presidency. So his mind is generating delusionary scenarios for him to make him think that the All Progressive Congress is going to win. Look at what he's done in Kaduna State. Look at what he's done to his enemies. Destroyed homes. Sent some of them into exile, arrested others. So he's thinking that everybody is like him. So he cannot conceive of an Atiku presidency because he thinks that's what's going to happen to him. And it's not going to happen to him because Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is not like that. You talk about Femi Fani-Kayode. This is a man who, just 3 months ago, he was telling Nigerians that Yahaya Bello was going to become the next president. Now, if a man is that politically naive to think that a fellow like Yahaya Bello is going to become the next Nigerian president, and you see what happened, you saw how many votes he even got in his party primaries, I'm not going to respond to someone like Femi Fani-Kayode. Obviously, he's politically immature. Now, going down to the nitty-gritty of your question, you see, if you look at like I said, I look at elections from a logical point of view. I'm not emotional. Let's look at the voter registration numbers. Now, if you look at the voter registration numbers, the Northwest has registered 21 million voters. Now, the Northeast has registered 12 million voters. The North Central has registered 14 million voters. Coming down south, the Southwest has registered 17 million voters. The South-South has registered 12 million voters. And then the South, I think 14 million voters, sorry. And then the Southeast has registered 10 million voters. And then if you go again, you look at the results from the 2019 elections, you look at that the Northwest, they had 8. The Northeast, they had 4.3 million voters. The North Central had 4.4 million voters. The Southwest had 3.8 million voters. The South-South had 3.3 million voters. And then the Southeast had 2,186,000 voters. Now, if you look at what's going to happen right now, Kwankwaso is an unknown quality outside the Northwest. In the southern part of Nigeria, people are scared of him because of his extremely northern irredentist view. So he's not going to get much votes in the South. His votes are going to be concentrated in the Northwest and especially in Kano. Now, in Sokoto, we got a governor like Tambuwal who's working for us, who believes in our candidate. So we're going to get votes there. In Zamfara State, we're going to get, majority of the votes there because the mother, Atiku Abubakar's mother, comes from Zamfara State. In Jigawa, the strongman of Jigawa politics, Sule Lamido, is with us. And we're expecting massive number of votes there. Yes, the votes in Kano are going to be split because Kwankwaso is a big factor there. Now, if you look at the Kaduna, in Kaduna State, we're going to get even with Governor Nasir El-Rufai because Nasir El-Rufai only became governor. And then we're going to have a clean sweep in the Northeast. Now, if you look at the southern Nigeria, most likely we're going South. So we're going to get a huge number of votes in the South-South. Now, in the Southeast, yes, we have Peter Obi, and so it's going to probably affect us there because he's quite popular. But people of the Southeast are not, how do I put it now? They're very sophisticated. They know that Peter Obi is a good candidate. I like him. I believe in him. But, he's unlikely to win. So they are not likely to waste their votes. And we have a candidate in Bola Tinubu who has several issues. He's got health issues, obvious health issues. This year alone, he's been to London publicly that we know of about 3 times. So this is a man, we do not want a repeat of what has happened with Muhammadu Buhari in these past 7 years, whereby he's been unable unable to govern because of his ill health, and then an unelected cabal has come in to govern on his own, on his behalf, and have made a mess of Nigeria. I think it was just last week that Arise Television put on TV the GDP growth rate of each of the 4 administrations that we've had in the past. And we saw that under under President Olusegun Obasanjo, Nigeria had a GDP growth rate of 6.58. Under President Yar'Adua, Nigeria had a growth rate of about 7.8. Under President Jonathan, we had a growth rate, GDP growth rate, consistent GDP growth rate of about 5%. But then in the last 7 years of Muhammadu Buhari, we've had an average growth, a GDP growth rate of less than 1%. So Nigerians are seeing that these people, they met an economy that on May 29, 2015 was the 3rd fastest growing economy in the world, according to CNN Money, the 4th fastest growing economy in the world, according to the British government, the 4th fastest growing economy in the world, according to the World Economic Forum. Nigeria is the world headquarters for extreme poverty. They are not fools. The Southwest is probably the most sophisticated part of Nigeria. So they want this country to progress. I don't see them voting en masse for Bola Tinubu the way people expect it. So, I mean, the scenario painted by El Rufai and FFK is just delusionary.